from PRX.
Friends beyond the binary, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, seafarers, sea beings, and if you're from the age, if you're Aquarian, I don't know if am I Aquarian? If I'm an Aquarius, anyone who's got a water molecule within them, I'm glad you're here, because that was, I don't know if, I want to, I hope you're, what am I talking about? Well, the reason I'm so mixed up is because it's time for Sleep With Me, the podcast that puts you to sleep. Hey, before we move forward here, remember, Sleep With Me is built on empathy and compassion, and that means being here for you through the podcast. It also means that I provide resources in our show notes. If you're looking for, you need to connect with someone right now, there's organizations you can connect with in the show notes. It also means supporting the members of our community and not just saying Black Lives Matter, but offering you resources to join me on my journey, too, of change and looking at how can we do better. So there's going to be links to organizations that can support you on that journey in the show notes. And when your hand hits the fridge tomorrow, you could look those things up. You could check out these sponsors that enable me to be here free for you twice a week. Hey, everybody, you've heard me talk about my Helix bed and my all-form sofa. You all know Helix. They left the bedroom. They started making sofas. They launched a new company called Allform. They're making some of the best sofas we've ever seen because they look good, they're customizable, and they make it so easy. It's the easiest way you can customize a sofa using premium materials at a fraction of the cost of traditional stores. You get to pick your fabric that's spill, stain, and scratch resistant, the sofa color, the color of the legs, the sofa size, the sofa shape. And that way you make sure it's perfect for you and your home. They've got armchairs and love seats all the way to an 8-seat sectional, so there's something for everyone. And you could always start small and buy more seats later if you want your Allform sofa to grow and change with you when you move. Allform sofas are delivered directly to your home with fast, free shipping. Because in the past, if you wanted to order a sofa, it could take weeks or even months to arrive, and then you needed someone to come and set it up in your house. Not with Allform. There's no tools needed. Make sure to check out the unboxing and setup video I did on our website. Allform takes just 3 to 7 days to arrive in the mail, and you can assemble it yourself in a few minutes. No tools needed. And like I said, I have this beautiful gray Allform sofa, the Chase Lounge, and it's the hub of our home. You could play board games on the ottoman, and you could take one of those midday summer's naps and really stretch out. And it also comes with peace of mind. I mean, if getting a sofa without trying in a store sounds a little risky, you don't need to worry. You get 100 days to decide if you want to keep it. That's more than 3 months. And if you don't love it, they'll pick it up for free and give you a full refund. They even offer a forever warranty. That's literally forever. So to find your perfect sofa, go to allform.com/sleep. Allform is offering 20% off all orders for our listeners at allform.com/sleep. That's allform.com/sleep. Get over there. Check it out. Let me know what colors you like. Let me know what layouts you like. But I can tell you, you got to get a Chase Lounge with one of these things. That's allform.com/sleep. Thanks, everybody. Sleep With Me is brought to you by Progressive. Have you tried the Name Your Price tool yet? It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. It's easy to start a quote, and you'll be able to find a rate that works for you. It's just one of the many ways you could save with Progressive. Get your quote today at Progressive.com and see why 4 out of 5 new auto customers recommend Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. All right, everybody, it's time for the Sleepy Supporter Zone, the one part of the podcast I need you to hear. It's where I pop my peas, and I thank the listeners who supported the sponsors. Let the sponsors know about it so we can be here for you free twice a week. And I'm looking for supporters of sponsors. I really want to thank you on the Sleepy Supporter Zone. So if you supported Literati, if you signed up with Feather, got your furniture from from Feather. If you found a doctor through ZocDoc or joined Best Fiends and you're playing that game over and over again, like my daughter and my mother are, let me know about it and let the sponsor know about it. All of our sponsors are direct response, meaning like they base their sponsorship on the direct response of the listeners. And they say, wow, this is really of great value supporting Sleep With Me. People really do hear about us and take action. So if you support a sponsor, let them know about it. Let me know about it. I'll try to thank you here on the Sleepy Supporter Zone. The second part of the Sleepy Supporter Zone is you getting the support you need. There's links to resources in the show notes. It's about being part of positive change, saying Black Lives Matter, saying stop AAPI hate with our actions. There's links to organizations and places you can learn more so you can be a part of positive change. And the third part of the Sleepy Supporter Zone is an organization I support. And it's an organization I heard about through RGB, the great RGB. And that's Hand in Hand. And Hand in Hand's mission is to build partnership and equality between Jewish and Arab citizens of Israel through a growing network of integrated Jewish Arab schools and communities. It started with just 50 children in 1998 and now has grown to impact over 10,000 people every single day. And you can learn more. You can use the link in our show notes, or you could go to handinhandk12.org to learn more, to take action, and to support them. And that is the end of the Sleepy Supporter Zone. Oh, Mystery Bard, a lot of people help out on this show. Who are they?
Chris Posty Poster Son sounds like an earful. Wrote the theme song. Edits episodes too. Carl W. the Legend also edits episodes. Kenny, Scotty, and Jennifer. Eric and the team at Astound are on the website. I am the Mystery Bard. I do the lullabies, yeah. I do commissions at jonathanmann.net. I'll write a song for you. Any reason at all. You can tell me the story and I'll make it personal. You see the kindness shine straight on through when the listeners form their own Facebook group. Keith, Stacy, Sarah, Julie, and Jennifer. These are your moderators. Get support dear Scooter on Patreon. Buy the merch and support the sponsors. You can find anything you want at sleepwithmepodcast.com. And we're so proud that we could dance. Rusty Biscuit, Lois, Anna like banana. Leah does the transcripts.
Thanks, Mr. Bard. The best way to keep in touch with us is join our newsletter, sleepwithmepodcast.com/newsletter. What do you say we slow it down and get on with the show? Hey, are you up all night tossing, turning, mind racing, trouble getting to sleep, trouble staying asleep? Well, welcome. This is Sleep With Me, the podcast that puts you to sleep. We do it with a bedtime story. All you need to do is get in bed, turn out the lights and press play. I'm going to do the rest. What I'm going to attempt to do is create a safe place where you could set aside whatever's keeping you awake. Or at least, have it on one side of the bed and move a little bit over. Whether that's, thoughts on your mind that you're thinking about, like, things that from the past, present, or future. Feelings either related to the thoughts or feelings that are just there or that have been there or that appeared suddenly right at bedtime. It could be physical sensations, changes in your schedule or your routine. It could be something baffling. It could be work or your schedule, your work schedule. Shout out to the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th, and now the 12th shifts, all who I give attention to. But especially 2nd and 3rd shifts, but those other shifts too. I say, well, if you're on the 12th shift, I'm here for you. But whatever's keeping you awake, it could be one of those things. It could be something else. I'm here to keep you company while you fall asleep. And what I propose, or what I'd like to see if what you're interested in, or what it'll help you. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm trying to create over the next 12 to 48 to 90 minutes. I'm going to try to create a safe place where you could set aside whatever's keeping you awake. Like I said at the beginning. But one way I like to do that is repetitive things, and then you can't see me, but I'm moving my hand in a almost like I'm polishing the safe place. When was the last time I talked about turtle wax? Because I think I've talked about, I hope, like the way editing always works out, or I record out of order. The episode before this, even though I recorded it months ago, it'll be about turtle wax. Maybe we'll come back to it. I said, whatever I've talked about it, I already forgot. But you might say, what in the turtle wax are you talking about, son? And I'd say, well, if you were my father, you'd know, because my father is a big proponent. My father, I'm not sure if he used turtle wax, but some sort of wax like turtle wax. I would use turtle wiggity wax, because they do that. Can't you do that motion like you're a DJ scratching the record? Is that good? I don't think about it, especially for the hood of a car. Turtle wax, nothing to do with turtles as far as I know. Hopefully I Google it before this episode comes out, because you say, Scooch, you didn't hear about, do turtles polish their shells? That's what I think the last time I talked about it was probably a tangent I went on. If I didn't, how about that? How about turtle wax for turtles? You say, this is turtle-friendly turtle wax. For the mating season or any season, shine up your shell with turtle wax. If you want to swim faster than your average turtle, use some turtle wax. Also, if you have your youth usually riding on your back, don't turtle wax. Not for that situation. Those you probably don't use it. Also, don't wax any turtles unless they become sentient or can communicate in a language that you also speak, and they speak it clearly. And say, hey, I heard about this. For some reason, this wax company made turtle wax, turtle-friendly turtle wax. And it was approved. Could you please wax my shell? Because mating season is coming, and I would like to look extra shiny. And then you say, you didn't hear about the study that said, believe it or not, shiny shells that doesn't attract more mates. It was just a marketing idea. Turtles, just be yourself. You don't need any wax. I was going to go on. What I was going to do is I was making that a safe place thing and went on an early tangent there. Then I'm going to send my voice across the deep, dark night. I'm going to use lulling, soothing, creaky, dulcet tones. Just like when I opened the hood of my father's station wagon at some point during the I don't know if I'd open it while I was waxing the hood of his... I don't know. I don't even know what I'm talking about now. Okay, so I'm going to, whatever is keeping you awake, I'd like to take your mind off of that. If you're new, I'm going to use lulling, soothing tones, creaky, dulcet tones, pointless meanders, superfluous tangents. We've been on a few of those already. All to keep you company while you fall asleep. Now, if you're new, a few things to know. This podcast is not for everybody, but most people that it works for, they say, give it a few tries and see how it goes, because it's very different. And the advice I see a lot of times is, hey, just kind of listen loosely, barely pay attention. That's how the podcast works. It never gets started. So if you're waiting for it to get started, that's kind of natural on your first or second listen. Then on your third listen, you say, oh, that was when him getting started and going, when he was talking about wax and turtles. That's the content of the podcast. I say, yeah, you're a regular listener now. So the podcast is something you don't really listen to. Also does not put you to sleep. Believe it or not, this podcast is just here to keep you company. I'm here to be your bore friend, your bore bae, your bore sib, your bore cuz, your bore bestie. And to take your mind off stuff while you fall asleep. That's why the shows are over an hour. So you have plenty of time to drift off. You don't have to think about what if I'm not asleep by the time the episode ends. Don't worry. Queue up another episode. I'm here. If you want to listen all night, I'm here. And I make the show because it's twofold. I've been there. Last night was wide awake for some reason at a certain time between 12 and 5:15. And it wasn't pleasant. And it wasn't, my usual strategies were not working. So I've been there. I know how it feels. Trouble getting to sleep, trouble staying asleep, tossing, turning, mind racing, all those things. So, that's one thing. The other thing is, what was the one thing? Trouble. Oh, I've been there. The other thing is you deserve a good night's sleep. That's the other reason I make the show. If I can help you, while this podcast doesn't work for everybody, I hope it works for you. Because I want you to get the rest you need. Because you deserve it, and your life will be a little bit better. Maybe slowly, if you get a bedtime routine, it'll be better and better and better. And that means a lot to me because you're important. So that's why I make the show. You don't really listen to it. It doesn't really put you to sleep. That's the good news. Structure the show can also throw new listeners off. Even regular listeners. So show's structured in a very specific way that we've kind of grown into over the years. But there is percentages of listeners that use the show in different ways. So I'll try to give you the basic structure of the show. It starts off with a greeting so you feel welcome. Then there's listener support, so you have other options for stuff beyond me putting you to sleep. Then there's support for the show, so it can be free. And then there's our intro, where I introduce the podcast in a long-winded way that never successfully introduces the podcast, but it's really designed to help you wind down. That's why the intros are around 20 minutes long or 10 to 20 minutes long. So that I can be here to keep you company as you drift off or while you do some sort of bedtime routine. Like a lot of listeners are doing something else, some other mild activity. Well, I'd say that probably right now, 40% of listeners just put their phones down after Googling turtle wax. You could always do it tomorrow. You don't got to do it now. So the intro just gives us some distance from the day and helps you wind it down. Now, there is a small percentage of listeners that skip the intro. There's a small percentage of listeners that fall asleep during the intro, but most people are getting comfortable or unwinding or getting ready for bed or waking up and turning the podcast on. There's no wrong way to use a podcast. It's just built in a certain way. Just because of the linear nature of stuff that we send out. So, and just what works for most people. But again, you could change it up. But yeah, the intro is kind of like landing at bedtime, a slow, like going in. So that's the intro. Then there's business. So the show's free. Then there's our story. Tonight will be our episodically modular series, Tales of Lady Witchbeard. Oh boy, will it be meandering and superfluous. And that'll be the bedtime story part. And then there's thank yous at the end. So this is a structure show. That's why I make the show. And that's why I'm glad you're here. I really hope I really work hard. I really yearn and I show. I'm so glad you're here, really. And I mean, like I said, I don't know what the percentages of people the podcast works for versus doesn't, versus people that just don't, some people just don't like the style of the show or the sound of my voice. And that's totally okay, too. Anything. So you could always check out sleepwithmepodcast.com/no thank you if the show doesn't work for you. But yeah, I'm glad you're here. I work really hard and I yearn and I strive. I really want to help you fall asleep. And here's the ways I'm able to do it for you for free twice a week. All right, everybody, it's time to talk about that game I'm playing. Playing in the sand is great, but then you got the sand in the mud. Playing in the rain, probably good for about 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. And then there's, those outdoor activities. But sometimes in the summertime, you just want to kick back and chill and give your brain that summertime feeling all year long. And you could do that with Best Fiends. Oh boy, do I love playing Best Fiends. I love competing with my family members. My mom downloaded Best Fiends. Best Fiends is way more fun than other puzzle matching games out there. It's one of those puzzle games where the time just flies by, and it's totally free to download. There's thousands of puzzles to solve. There's something new every single day. I'm in the levels of 200. I think my daughter's like in, 500 or 600. I have no idea how far ahead of me she is. I just love how every time I open Best Fiends, there's something new and fun to try out. And I can play it at the beach. I can play it while I'm waiting for a bus or waiting for a plane, while you're waiting to be seated at a restaurant, while you're waiting to meet up with somebody. Best Fiends makes the time flying by. And most of the time, I just play it because I want to. I want to relax. I want something fun, engaging, popping colors, memorable characters. The character, I love Quincy. That's the most adorable character on Best Fiends, in my opinion. Best Fiends, it keeps me on my toes. Like recently, they had this ice cream race. I love how they constantly are thinking up new, fun, seasonal things. But the really fun part of Best Fiends is how you strategically team up with each character based on their special abilities to gain extra points and items to level up your fiends. There's just so much to love about this game. Give it a try and let me know if you love it as much as I do. Download the 5-star rated puzzle game Best Fiends free today on the App Store or Google Play. That's friends without the R, Best Fiends. And then let me know about it. Thanks, everybody. Sleep With Me is brought to you by Progressive. Are you thinking more about how to tighten up your budget these days? Drivers who save by switching to Progressive save over $700 on average, and customers can qualify for an average of 6 discounts when they sign up. A little off your rate each month goes a long way. Get a quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National annual average insurance savings by new customers surveyed in 2020. Potential savings will vary. Discounts vary and are not available in all states and situations. All right, hey everybody, it's Scoots here. It's time for our episodically modular series, Tales of Lady Witchbeard. Oh boy, are you in for an episodically modular treat that carry you off into dreamland? And you might say, Scoots, what's episodically modular mean? I say, well, it means you could kind of listen in any particular order to the episodes. And, it's getting more and more popular. Though some stuff is serialized, this has a touch of seriality, but because it's episodically modular, I'm going to catch you up on everything that you need to know. And not much has happened. So the Tales of Lady Witchbeard is Tales of Lady Witchbeard. She's a witch, she's a pirate, and she's wonderful. Take everything you know about witches and leave it behind, because what I know, it may be different than what you've known. She's great. She's helped me more than once, or a character very similar to me named Daw. Like Daw. Like that rhymes with caw, and she's a friend. She's a heroine. Would be like an understatement. So let's see. So where is the story? So once upon a time, a long time ago, there was a witch. She became a pirate. That part is I think that's all. She lives in a witch world, a world where most people were witches, and you grew up in different aspects of a witch-based society. But Lady Witchbeard decided, I don't think this is for me. Even with the many millions of niches within witch-based life, she said, I'm not, I'd like something different for myself. And so she found another world, portals, time-space continuum stuff. Now, she was already a skilled witch, and she went over to a pirate-based world, the world of the 12 Seas, a pirate realm. And she became, joined in that world. Then at some point she needed a break. She met me, and then we had another adventure. Then I kind of got scattered across time and space. She had to go gather me back up. And then she needed another break. She said, I need some R&R. But of course, I needed to be around a witch pirate. Like I said, okay, taking a break's fine, Lady Witchbeard, but my life is not the same without you. So eventually, after she decided her break was enough, Anna kind of got on her nerves a little bit by sitting outside of her cabana. A bungalow. I get those words mixed up for some reason. She came up with a new mission, and her mission, she said, okay, I played her this song about a man who loved the sea and a woman who loved that man, and she said, let's find this woman. Her name was Brandy. And let's get to the bottom of this mystery that's contained in this song. And so we set off in the world. We set off. Brandy was in the 12 C's, not in our world. I guess Lady Witchbeard was familiar with that. And then we searched all of the 12 C's. Little quibble here. Still based on my observations, there's only 11 C's, but they call one of the bigger C's, they say it's 2 C's. So we set off, we searched the 12 C's to find Brandy. Eventually we did. Meanwhile, something else was going on in this piracy realm. Lady Witchbeard had been gone. Also, we're not operating on Earth, time, space, so, like, we're not, it's tough to explain, but you're just going to have to say, okay, wait a second, this isn't exactly one for one in our time, space. So Lady Witchbeard had been gone from the pirate realm for a while, and she had not renewed, I guess they're guilds, just like everything else, and she had not renewed her membership or kept up her membership in the guild and completed enough, like, quests or something to prove that she was still not like a pirate, a full-fledged pirate, and apparently, they said, you got to be an apprentice again to this person who's going to come, and you're going to be under their, I don't know, is that what's under, like, yeah, you're their apprentice. Now, Lady Witchbeard was not into that. Like, who would be? I mean, she said, what do I, like, and we had a mission, so that would have conflicted with both things. She thought by starting our mission, this is projection or assumption, but, I believe she thought that by starting our mission in our quest to find Brandy, the man who loved the sea or whatever, because she said it's related to some other myth, like, that it wouldn't, like, we need to get to the bottom of it, that would counteract her apprenticeship. But it turns out it didn't, because after we found Brandy, we spent some time in Brandy's local community where she was working under the jurisdiction of the jurisdictors, the governor and stuff, under their official business. And we had to be rescued by, of all people, the person Lady Witchbeard would become apprenticed to. So that's where we start out. I mean, that's where we are now. So not much really happened. We're on a ship somewhere. Well, also, Lady Witchbeard's ship got gone bye-bye. But just to reassure you, top members of her crew, and because some of them are full guild members, you see, well, I'm a full navigator. That person, they said, well, you'll have to find another job. We've got, and I think they kept her navigator. But anyway, so we're on the ship. You'll find out more right now. But first, our Hollywood announcer, Mr. Antonio Banderas. Ladies and gentlemen, the boys, the girls, the friends beyond the binary, it's time to sail the 12 seas. It's time for the tales of Lady Witchbeard. Whoosh, yeah. Thank you, Antonio. We're going to play a board game as long as you can maintain silence. And this is Tales of Lady Witchbeard. Well, Lady Witchbeard, that is quite a good analysis. I mean, I think you should, I want you to take this book here and study Martindale's theories. They think this, you look at, it was released within the last, it was released recently. And the kind of, I don't know, I think you'll find it fascinating. Some of the insight into thinking like the passengers on the other ship and then making determinations through that. But I do feel like you have a pretty good grasp of the basics. It's just a little bit more of a whole pirate model that I'm trying to talk about. So our time's almost done. And you seem you seem like you have something else you want to talk about, Lady Witchbeard. So go ahead and you may ask me any questions. Then Don Dankle, I'll read about Martindale's theories. I'm just trying to get a grasp. I know, like, apprentices are not supposed to, or in your opinion, come up with, missions. And I'm just trying to get a grasp. And I know it's not my role is just to kind of listen and grow. But you just hear me out. I know you're breathing in a way that says I'm overstepping, but, I can't undo the fact that I have been a full-fledged pirate. I've been in other realms, which I know, well, I don't know if you've been, and I'm assuming you wouldn't answer that question. So what would help me is is just getting a grasp, and I'm seeing the different books you have of what's going on in the pirate realm that's driving your decision making. Okay, well, I'm glad you're trying to get a better understanding, Lady Witchbeard, and this is something I thought we would talk about at some point soon. And I guess you can feel free to give me furrow your brow, then breathe as a symbol if there's things you already know. But yeah, I know you've been removed. That's all of the notices that the Pirates Guild has been sending to you and their attempts to contact you. So a lot has happened. A lot has been happening. You might not believe this, but this is now the realm of the 12 seas, and it's not considered solely a pirate's realm. That was all in some of the notices the Pirates Guild sent out to you. So I'm trying to think of a way to fill you in on the history without taking too much of our time, but a lot has happened in the 12 seas. So where do I start? So when you departed, there was a bit of a vacuum. You were always a strong advocate for things and your way of doing things, but that was a way that benefited, it kept us strong, I believe. And while there was other leaders in the guild that had different opinions than yours, the guild stayed strong, and there was a wide diversity of opinions and styles of work. And there was a lot to pursue because there was so much, and we just called it the pirates' realm, but, the merchants called it the merchants' realm, the miners called it the miners' realm. But because there were so many seas, sea travel has always been necessary. And what had happened was eventually the merchants started to get better and better at processing things, and the cost of our existence at first. I guess I could say moving forward, we're at a time of great opportunity. Things have changed once again. But so, there was some more collected power, but it was still spread out among the 12 seas. But then they started to get more and more, like within each sea, eventually some sort of city-state or monarchy started to gain strength, but they also worked out among 12 different sources of power or influence. They colluded and they said, okay, we'll help you if you help us. And that quickly became a not good thing for pirates because they said, well, we can't have this. And that began the Great Pirate Purge, which was again in those notices. You weren't present for that. Now, this happens very quickly. For time at sea is so slow. things seem like they've changed, and they say, no, you've just been gone. But there was even thoughts that you were part of that and you were gone. But then also people said, no, she left this realm because you were tired from, influencing the guild in a positive way. So that went on for a while, and it was not a good time for any of us. We had, some guilds were shut down, other guilds went underground, but we did still, have a lot of the theories of our four pirates, And, sometimes we thought about your focus and your fire, Lady Witchbeard. And we said, we'll get through this. This is still a pirate's realm, not just only. And we got through that time. And as we were getting through it and adjusting to it and mostly saying, well, just be patient. This time will pass. Not power among the 12 power parties in the 12 seas was not distributed equally. And neither was the ambition of those, city-states or monarchs or whatever, you know what I'm saying, Lady Witchbeard. And so, and collusion is not always a good thing either. It makes people a little bit, it makes them think they have it easy and they start to rest on their laurels. And a few different sources started to exploit that, and it ended up that then those 12 shrunk down to 3 groups that are still in conflict, and they've been growing and growing. And what that had meant for us was one of the ways we adjusted during the 12 Cs was that, we kind of worked out something where it was like, for some of the people that were getting complacent, we said, well, what if that's one of our roles? We keep your people from getting complacent, and we worked out a deal after they dealt with everything. And so now with these 3 groups trying to have more and more influence and trying to collect more and more resources and move those resources, there is no more collusion. There's competition, and there's a few smaller groups that are, and so they, what led to the glory days was the profits we could get from these different groups in the past, in the great years, in all the history books, when they would say, well, we'll pay you and you could keep it. And we don't trust any of these groups, but this is an opportunity, again, to fund the guild coffers, to reestablish guild offices, to keep things going with the apprentice program. That's why the guild was so stringent about the rules. They said we have to have rules even in times of upheaval. And so our mission is pretty simple. It's to keep going and to bring, like this is to take up these opportunities. And I know you'll ask, and I guess I don't feel I need to disclose to my current apprentice at the time what our next steps are, because I was assigned by the guild to find you and bring you under board, and then to proceed at my own discretion. So I guess I can say we're proceeding at my discretion for our next mission. But the mission would be who's paying, what ships are, what areas of trade do we need to intercede at, and how will that benefit? I'll know I'll benefit and you'll benefit if piracy benefits, or private, whatever they call it, private interruption boating. So why don't you head down to I know you have your apprentice, Daw, and then I want you to study the theories, and then we will meet later on, and we'll see how things go. I appreciate your time, and good day, Lady Witchbeard. Okay. Thank you, Don Dankle. I'm going to head down. Hello, Daw. What are you doing? Oh, hey, Lady Witchbeard. I wasn't doing anything. I was just sitting here staring. I guess I was just sitting here staring and feeling the ship moving. I'm a little worn out from swabbing, so I'm all swabbed out. I was just wondering, like, I don't have to be, like, if there's a way I could not be your apprentice, like I would love to learn some other skills. Well, so, Daw, you're already sitting down. We have to come up with, how things go with Don Dankle, lady, which we're sorry about that. I was just sleeping with my eyes open, I guess you would say. Okay, Daw. So, Don Dankle is, I don't know. I mean, I still can't believe this situation, and I have strong feelings about it, Daw. And I think we need to figure out a way to influence Don Dankle. I don't, not necessarily totally understanding how he would behave if I exert my will in a strong manner. So, after you were swabbing the deck, weren't you supposed to be thinking about, Brandy and Brandy's song? And what have you got? Oh, thanks. Oh, yeah. I guess, yes, your apprentice. I have been thinking, I mean, I think of north of Spain was the one thing that keeps popping up for me. But I don't have like, that's on my world. So I said, then I tried to think of the globe in my mind of my world and then look at a flat map of the 12 seas. And then I said, well, where, like, it's different, totally different worlds, you know? Okay, tell me more, Daw. Well, I was thinking that's where the gold on Brandy's necklace is from, right? So maybe there's some clues there. Maybe we could do some research there to find out more, or why was it so important to be in the song? Was it just because it rhymed or whatever, or because is that a clue? I guess because it's very specific, but not specific enough. Okay, Daw. So it's not so it is based on something in this world. It's north of Spain. I'm sorry. North of Spain. I'm sorry, Lady Witchbeard. North of Spain. I'm sorry. North of Spain. Well, I'd ask you to spell it out, but you know that it won't help. Like Spawn, like span, like Nordstrom, north of Spawn, germ. Daw, Lady Witchbeard, but north of Spawn. I think there's like a spawn, north of Spawn, north of Spawn, northern Spawn. Close, there's a Z in there, germ. Close, there's a Z in there. North of Spawn. Close enough, someone would understand if you said that to them in the realms. Okay, so it's in north of Spawn, and so that's a real place. It's one word or something? Just, yes, you won't be writing it down, Daw, but north of Spawn. North of Spawn. Okay, we said a lot. I think I got it now. And what is that where, is there gold in north of Spawn? There is. It's a famous, there's a lot of mines, and I don't know very much more about it, Daw, but I think you're correct, Daw, that this is a clue. Okay, so how do we use that to get, so do you think it's a clue worth pursuing? If in a perfect world, Lady Witchbeard, would we pursue this clue? I think that's probably my best question I've ever asked you to, like, it's very good, Daw. We would. Now, the question is, I don't know if we can get Don Dankle. There's no way I could say an idea to Don Dankle, and Don Dankle would overanalyze it and realize that I'm up to something else. But because of the gold, I don't think it's that far afield. I don't know the current history of North Spawn. So I think we almost need to learn more and seed the idea. And I don't know how to do that, Daw. Without, if I do any, I feel like I'm under too much as the apprentice. I'm not sure how Don Dankle would behave. Okay, well, North of Spawn. I mean, what if, you know what I haven't done? Have we ever done this before? Have we ever done, like, have I ever scatted an idea to get it stuck in people's head? I'm sorry, Daw, I don't know what you're talking about. Well, I could walk around the ship when I'm swabbing. You know, there's a lot of people around, right? And I swab by people. I watch what they're doing. I suggest different moves they could make on their board and that kind of thing. So, like, what if what's scatting? So it would be like, bottom, like I just do that, like kind of nonsense, but within the nonsense is a catchy thing. North of Spawn, where the gold, that gold goes on. You know what I'm saying, Lady Witchbeard? Germ, I like, this sounds like the kind of thing that would cause me to tap on the window and ask you to go away. Right, it's exactly like that, but in a way that if it's a little bit distant from you, even if you say, cut it out, Daw, like the other pirates may, that they say, because then they can do it themselves. There's no wrong way to, I mean, there probably is a wrong way to scat, and it may be, but you just go, ooby dooby, dawn. I will see you at North Spawn. And Scooby-Doo, by the way, there'll be lots of gold to play when we go to North Spawn away. And if they ask, I say, oh boy, I just love that. I heard about that gold place, and or I just keep doing it. And like if somebody looks at me, I can just keep doing nonsense. Okay, why don't you go do that, Germ? I'm going to lie down and get some rest. Come back to me and wake me up. I'll be in between I have to do a lot of studies, so I'll be studying and resting and contemplating. Okay, but I'll be resting too in between working and scatting then. But I guess maybe this will be like whistling while I work. I feel like, is that Cinderella, Lady Witchbeard? Okay, go ahead, Daw. Hey, Lady Witchbeard, sorry I'm back. I know we changed directions. It's been a little while because you didn't answer your door. Now this is the first time you're answering your door. But like I know we've changed directions. I don't know when you're meeting with Don Dankle next. But like, so good news. I think we're headed to North of Spawn. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I'm supposed to meet with, that's why my door was open, because I'm getting ready to go meet with Don Dankle. So, excuse me, Daw. Don Dankle, can I come in? Yes, Lady Witchbeard, come on in. I noticed some shifts in the direction we're heading, Don Dankle, and it feels like we're in one of the strong currents. We are. There's a confluence of two currents not that far from North of Spawn. And I don't know why it came to me. I do wonder that we could head into that confluence. And there's also one that comes and goes from there. It's a major area. All the ships leaving North Spawn will go to that confluence, and we will be able to see if any of them are weighed down with gold. And I think this might be a perfect opportunity. A little bit, very perfect, though, for us to quickly restore the coffers to some of the nearest guilds and then the guild overall. Okay, so what's our plan? Well, we're this current we're in is very fast. We should be there very soon. So we'll just sit there and wait. Don Dankle, do you mind me asking, why don't we just go into port or go close? Why? I guess it makes sense to wait in the shipping lane, but is there any information we need to collect? Or because if I remember the maps correctly, it's too far to send a rowboat or a small, skiff in. So we just sit in the water? No. We wouldn't just sit in the water, Lady Witchbeard. We would be training. We're going to undertake a rigorous training regimen while we wait. But I don't see why we would need to collect any what information would we need to collect, Lady Witchbeard? Well, I was just wondering, Don Dankle, if which of these groups of influence are controlling the minds? Is one doing it? What if it's controlled by not one of the three? And what else could we find out there? Like, who's been there recently? Okay, interesting theories. Well, I want you to go up, and we're going to be doing a lot of drilling for the next and calisthenics. I have I have my different staff members that are going to be leading stretching. Everything. So it'll be a bit tiring and tiresome, but it'll be good for you and everyone else. So I want you to put your studies aside. And, we'll do some swimming, and it'd be good for your dog, too, to really get into top pirate, to ship shape. We also have a few small repairs we can do. Not the most exciting time to be a pirate, but a very necessary time. Okay. So we'll just sit here and wait and prepare, right, Don Dankle? Correct. Don Dankle, do you do this on it seems like you're very regimented. Lady Witchbeard, I am. And, I'm very regimented, and I can see things that, I read between the lines. So, yeah, let's get to work and, but this is regular training, and you keep. I don't know where magic falls within all this, and maybe one day we could discuss that, but not today. So head up above deck, Lady Witchbeard. Okay, Lady Witchbeard. Lady Witchbeard, did you hear when I said I'm pooped on the poop deck? Is that the poop deck? How come they don't call the place out back of the ship? I always call that the poop deck, but I guess poop means something different because no one ever gets that joke. You do, because they can see you rolling your eyes. But I'm tired, Lady Witchbeard. This exercise is, I really like the stretching. It's a bit like yoga. I still don't understand the knots. I think that's with my, learning differences, that, it's really hard for me to learn all those different knots. I like the swimming. I love swimming. Sometimes I'm a little bit, I like how they have the boat, and then, I like how Don Dankle really, is about staff, remaining healthy. Even though I'm tired, all the water breaks, and the ship is really stocked. Do we ever have a time where we could have other than the set meals and stuff, is there ever a pirate fun day or anything? Okay. Are you as tired as I am? Is that why I'm frustrated, Daw? Because we've been here for weeks and it doesn't make any sense. I thought about the time it takes to load and unload a ship, and I even was speaking with Don Dankle about it, and running now Don Dankle's books on north of Spain are older, but we looked at the time it takes to process, and, ship should have come in one of the two directions by now. So I'm frustrated that, and Don Dankle seems to say, well, we'll keep waiting. We're not in a hurry and I said, well, why can't we go into the port? And Don Dankle refuses. But also it's like, where are all the ships? Is it did they run out of gold? Don Dankle said that would have been big news, that eventually he would have heard about it. So, yeah, I'm just a little bit Lady Witchbeard, you hear that bell ringing? That's from the crow. Means something's been sighted. Thank goodness. So hopefully it's something. Let's head up to deck. It might be just a drill, though, Lady Witchbeard, because we've had a lot of those drills. Could be, Daw. Oh, hi. Hello, Don Dankle. Oh, sorry, I forgot I was supposed to, I'm allowed to say, sorry, Don Dankle, I question my ability to say hello to you. It's me, Daw. Lady Witchbeard's right behind me. That's good, Daw. Oh, hello, Lady Witchbeard. Head up, it's great news. There's a ship approaching, it's low in the water. Current's carrying it right towards us, so we're going to prepare to grapple and board the ship, and look at how fast it's moving. It's almost here, and we've done a lot of grappling drills, but not with a real ship. So, Daw, Lady Witchbeard, look at this like another training exercise as well. Okay, and Lady Witchbeard, I want you to stay on board our ship. I don't want you boarding the other craft. That's an order. Yes, Don Dankle. Don Dankle, could I board the other craft if needed? Sure, Daw. You could just follow. You have commanders, so just follow your orders. Okay, okay. I'm gonna get ready. Don Dankle. Can I tell you? I've always dreamed about using grappling hooks for work. It's been a dream of mine. Sorry, Lady Witchbeard, but been a dream of mine. That's great, Daw. Now get up there. Now, Lady Witchbeard, I want you to be up in the crow's nest. I want you to observe everything you can. Well, I don't want you physically boarding that boat. I do want you to observe. Look at how low it is in the water. Yes, Lady Witchbeard, it's low. Well, do you have, should we do, Don Dankle, you can do math in your head, Don Dankle. I cannot. What are you, it's displacing a lot of water. Lady Witchbeard, it is a very, whatever is on there, it's full of gold. Yeah. Okay. Okay, well, we're connected to them. They don't seem to be stressed, Don Dankle. They don't. Okay, they're letting everybody on board. And interesting. Well, I'm interested to hear what information we can gather. Let's pay attention. They don't seem stressed at all. They're shrugging. Oh, and everybody went below deck. Okay. Okay, it seems like they're doing, everyone, this crew is, your crew and our crew is very, wow. It's partially these drills, and I think a reflection on both of us, Lady Witchbeard. Thanks, Don Dankle. Lady Witchbeard, you seem preoccupied, though. Well, I'm just hoping that, I'm just preoccupied, yes, Don Dankle, by the looks on everybody's faces. And now everybody's coming back aboard to report. And Don Dankle, could I have permission to observe from I won't board the ship, but I'd just like to get a closer look and hear the reports, and just double check on my, even though Daw's not my apprentice, I realize Daw kind of is, Lady Witchbeard, do you want to make sure Daw doesn't have any splinters or anything? Okay, hello, hey, Lady Witchbeard. You're probably hearing the reports and listening to me at the same time. That's quite a skill you have, Lady Witchbeard. But so we boarded the ship, and all the people on board were like, "What do you like? Go ahead." And everybody was confused because you expected at least some sort of. It was definitely not the response we had. It was not take what you want, and it was not don't take anything. It was kind of like, what are you doing? So then we went below, and it was all this like metal stuff, but it wasn't gold, and it wasn't raw metal. It was like machinery and equipment. And they basically, oh, wait a second, Don Dankle's letting him go. Lady Witcher, you're like, well, Daw, we need more information. Yeah, but we don't like, so they said, I was going to give you all the information I had. So they said it's mining equipment. Did I tell you that part? And some of it's like some sort of machinery that do be more than one part, like drills and like big machinery, like or stuff you'd use to mine gold. And then the captain came and he said, yeah, this is mining equipment. We're relocating it. Don't sink the ship because I don't know. I didn't understand that. But I couldn't hear it. But basically, whoever was moving the mining equipment was like, that it's not really worth causing a scuffle over. And they said, well, we're just getting this to other miners. Then they said, well, there hasn't been any ships. And they said, yeah, we know. We're like the last pieces of mining equipment are headed out from North as spawn. They said, well, was the gold gone? They said, no. That's why we're off. Don't bother us, and we'll tell you where we're going. And because we're mining something more valuable than gold, that's why there's still plenty of gold in North of spawn. And then they said, is there a gold glut or something? And then they said, no. And they said, what are you mining? And they said, we have no idea. But all we know is it's clearly more valuable than gold because gold prices are steady and there's plenty of gold in North of Spawn. But they moved all the mining equipment, stopped the mining. All miners are already over there. So that's all I know, Lady Witchbeard. Okay, I wish I could have talked to somebody. Thank you, Daw. Don Dankle. Yes, Lady Witchbeard. Daw kind of filled me in. I just wanted to run things by you and be your sounding board. Very good, Lady Witchbeard. Yeah, it seems like they gave us a location, and we're going to head there. They said they're mining something more valuable than gold. And if we took the mining equipment, it was a pretty good explanation. It said, well, you could, there would be a swift response, they said. And that if we tried to hold the ship, and they said, why would you do that when you could head over there? And they said, same if you got, we got to get over there because it's so the equipment's not valuable unless it's working, basically, was their argument. So much so that they said, why would we even argue? So, they gave us a location. They're mining something more valuable currently than gold, Lady Witchbeard, which is something we need to look into. We also need to get to a guild, and there's one not that far from that location. And we could tell the guild about, I guess we can't mine any gold. They did ask, is there any gold supplies there? Gold, they said, no, just, gold to be mined. They said no one's going to leave any gold lying around, but it would be good for the guild to know that. So we need to head off, Okay, so where are we going, Don Dankle? Lady Witchbeard, I want you to step into my library here. Because, like I said, I know what's happening, and I know this is not an easy thing for you to be my apprentice. But I wanted to introduce you to my number one, because I know you've looked at me and wondered, you don't have a second in command, Don Dankle. You have a third and a fourth and a fifth and a sixth and a seventh, and very rigorous roles. But this library is my number one, Lady Witchbeard. This library is my second in command. And everything that happens on the ship happens through this library. And at this point, with your judgment, I need you. I've slowly been trying to familiarize you with this library. You could see all the tomes, and even the updates, most recent releases. I have it all here. I mean, not an entire library for what our needs are right now. But this is where things happen, Lady Witchbeard. This is the knowledge of all the past, including many books about you. And this is who you'll be reporting to from now on, Lady Witchbeard. You will be reporting to my number one, and then you could report back to me. But Don Dankle, these are books. How do I report to just books? I can read books. I can parse them, Don Dankle. But I won't be an apprentice to books. You will. You'll have to figure that out, because you can read between the lines too, Lady Witchbeard, for you, for whatever side mission you have. For Brandy, great presence on the ship, unbelievably doing well in our distribution of food and water systems. What a find. But yeah, we'll read between the words, Lady Witchbeard. This is your now, don't even think about getting rid of the books or anything. So you can report here tomorrow morning, and I'll see you later. And, listen for the bell. When we arrive where we're headed, you'll know. Thank you, Don Dankle. Should Don Dankle, should I report? Do you speak to the library? I'm not. Did you hear that silence? Good day, Lady Witchbeard. Hey, Lady Witchbeard, you look like you need to do some pacing. You're pacing. You're pacing. You look like you need to. That's a good way to deal with things. So what's going on? Or should I try to? Okay, so probably not going to get any clues from north of Spain, other than the clue that's unrelated to Brandy, that there's something more valuable than gold they're mining, unless it's like love. But I don't think you can actually mine love, at least in our world. Then I'd say, oh, that's why that song, it wouldn't even make sense in the context of the song, though. But that's just one thing I thought of. So, well, maybe what's more valuable than gold? In a lot of movies, they say, oh, love, or oh, friendship. But they were using mining equipment. So we're not going to, and it sounds like, and I can tell from your pacing that Don Dankle probably figured out about scatting, and we've been I guess we're not overruled because we don't have any. So then we have to figure out what to do about, so Don Dankle's got plans and you have plans, which makes me think of all the movies where you take over the ship, which I can see by the depth of the furrow on your brows running through your mind. But it's tough because it's not like Don Dankle's got that plume in his hat, and he's pretty okay. He's not the best. I wouldn't hang out with him. I'd go listen. Yeah, so I kind of feel, and then I think it would be I think we could do it if you want to overtake things, but I just say, and then the whole Pirate Guild thing, it sounds like Don Dankle's pretty well in with the Pirates Guild, and my sense from other things is that Don Dankle probably has some sort of messaging system because they handed messages and letters out like a mailbag. They exchanged mailbags with that ship. I mean, they didn't give us much. They said, you're headed in the same place. So they had, I think there was some things, maybe, I don't know if they're for Don Dankle or their pirate updates. I don't know how that works. So I don't know, how do we do this? You have, like, your main mission, and Don Dankle has Don Dankle's, and they seem like they're heading in different directions. It's almost like one of you has a North Star and one of you has a Southern Star or something. What did you say, Germ? Like the North Star, that's like in songs, you say, oh, somewhere out there, Fievel's looking at the North Star, so Fievel knows where to go. And what does that mean? Like, it's like the guiding light. You say, oh, okay. Like, I don't know. I haven't gotten any navigation classes. Wait a second. That's it. What do you mean? Navigation, that's the key. Oh, you want to, like, magic the compass or something? No. In the world of the 12 seas, we don't navigate by 1 or 2 stars. We navigate by 3 or 4 stars. Duh. So that's how we do it. What do you mean? So our stars are Brandy, and you know, we have our mission. So we have our stars, and now we just have to figure out what Don Dankle's stars are. What are our stars exactly? Because you're kind of my star, Lady Witchbeard. We got the man who loved the sea. Right, and the clues that lead us to, that's kind of like stuff to explain without, maybe you could come in and meet number 1. Whoa, like, is that a poop deck joke? Because that would be a pee deck joke. No. You're a handful. But so, if we figure out Don Dankle's motivations, I think we could still do something here. I think there's overlap. I think there's hope. Yeah. So I think we should rest. And I think there's hope that soon we'll be doing something other than sitting and training and reading in the library. But for the time being, that's what we'll be doing. Okay, Lee, I'll let you go. I'll let you, you could go from pacing around to sleeping. Usually I'd have to do something else. Okay, go get some rest, All right, thanks, Lady Witchbeard. Good night. I want to thank everybody that became a patron recently. I want to thank Michael, Cassidy, Cheyenne. Thank you, thanks, and good night. Patrick, Brian, and Dominique. Thank you, thanks, and good night. Anki, Charlotte, and Jesse. Thank you, thanks, and good night. Jen, Debbie, and April. Thank you, thanks, and good night. Michael, Melissa, and Jill. Thank you, thanks, and good night. Peggy, LeVar, and Leah. Thank you, thanks, and good night. Maura, Lee, and Jake. Thank you, thanks, and good night. Borbay, Gemma, and Maeve. Thank you, thanks, and good night. Ishels, Jeremy, and Aaron. Thank you, thanks, and good night. Jennifer, Joanna, and Polly. Thank you, thanks, and good night. And Tyler and Steven. Thank you, thanks, and good night. Thanks, everybody, for supporting the show. Sleep With Me exists a free podcast because people support the show on Patreon, support our sponsors, and who share the show. That's how we grow. You could just share podcasting in general with people, and Sleep With Me will really benefit eventually. But everybody benefits when you share. Just show someone how to use a podcast app, or show them even where it is on their phone. Get them comfortable about it, and then just talk about how you've benefited from podcasts and say, but, you know, there's also probably, what are you interested in? And eventually 1 out of every 100,000 of those people will listen to Sleep With Me, which is a huge number, actually. But you just, if you just share with podcasts, and here's a little bit more after this, about me, how I share the podcast. Thanks and good night. Hey, everybody. You've heard me talk about my Helix bed and my all-form sofa. You all know Helix. They left the bedroom. They started making sofas. They launched a new company called Allform. They're making some of the best sofas we've ever seen because they look good, they're customizable, and they make it so easy. It's the easiest way you can customize a sofa using premium materials at a fraction of the cost of traditional stores. You get to pick your fabric that's spill, stain, and scratch resistant, the sofa color, the color of the legs, the sofa size, the sofa shape. And that way you make sure it's perfect for you and your home. They've got armchairs and love seats all the way to an 8-seat sectional, so there's something for everyone. And you could always start small and buy more seats later if you want your Allform sofa to grow and change with you when you move. Allform sofas are delivered directly to your home with fast, free shipping. Because in the past, if you wanted to order a sofa, it could take weeks or even months to arrive, and then you needed someone to come and set it up in your house. Not with Allform. There's no tools needed. Make sure to check out the unboxing and setup video I did on our website. Allform takes just 3 to 7 days to arrive in the mail, and you can assemble it yourself in a few minutes. No tools needed. And like I said, I have this beautiful gray Allform sofa, the Chase Lounge, and it's the hub of our home. You could play board games on the ottoman, and you could take one of those midday summer's naps and really stretch out. And it also comes with peace of mind. I mean, if getting a sofa without trying in a store sounds a little risky, you don't need to worry. You get 100 days to decide if you want to keep it. That's more than 3 months. And if you don't love it, they'll pick it up for free and give you a full refund. They even offer a forever warranty. That's literally forever. So to find your perfect sofa, go to allform.com/sleep. Allform is offering 20% off all orders for our listeners at allform.com/sleep. That's allform.com/sleep. Get over there. Check it out. Let me know what colors you like. Let me know what layouts you like. But I can tell you, you got to get a Chase Lounge with one of these things. That's allform.com/sleep. Thanks, everybody. All right, everybody. It's time to talk about Bombas Performance Socks. I've been wearing them all summer long for long walks, for long runs, and for just walking around the house, doing work. And lots of things can make your workouts hard. Extra resistance, double speed, going 1 more mile. Your socks shouldn't. And that's why Bombas Performance Socks are built to be nothing but comfortable and supportive. Bombas Performance Socks have taken all the amazing innovations that make Bombas the most comfortable socks you've ever worn, and they've added their special Hex Tech performance technology. Bombas Performance Socks are stitched with special moisture-wicking yarn and temperature-regulating vents that allow cool air to flow in and prevent overheating. They come with this amazing pillow-like tab to save you from blisters, stay-up technology, a special arch-hugging system, and an extra layer of cushioning comfort on the bottom for the perfect amount of support. They come in different styles for every sport, with specific design features to help you optimize performance and keep you comfortable no matter what you're doing. And like all their socks, for every pair of Bombas Performance socks you buy, they donate a pair to someone in need. They've donated over 45 million pairs so far. And I just love how good they feel. I think it's the arch-hugging technology. They always stay on my feet. They keep my feet cool, and they keep my feet comfortable. And they look good, whether it's the Sesame Street socks or the performance socks. I got the 3-tone performance socks in 3 different pop-in colors. People are always saying, Scoots, you look great in your socks. And I say, thank you. They're Bombas socks. So go to bombas.com/sleep today and get 20% off your first order. That's Bombas, BOMBAS.com/sleep for 20% off. That's bombas.com/sleep. And then share with me some socks in your Instagram story or on Twitter and let me know about it. Let Bombas know about your socks. So get over there, bombas.com/sleep. You'll get 20% off your first order. Thanks, everybody.